Your next challenge is entitled Count the Letters and Digits. You are to write a function that takes a string and calculates the number of letters and digits within it. Return the result as anonymous type in string format. So just basically don't read too much into that. We're going to return it as a string. See the examples below. We have your classic hello world. 5 and 5 makes 10 letters and no digits. That seems to make sense to me. You've got another variation where E is 3, the L is a 1, and the O is a 0. So that's how you got 3 digits this time and 7 letters. And then, 6 letters. At the bottom, your notes are the test. Tests contain only alphanumeric characters. Spaces are not letters. All tests contain valid strings. Return the result as an anonymous type. No, we're returning it as a string. They're calling it that with these braces and comma separated values. But we'll go over to code. It's a string. So this is your chance to pause and have a go at this. Resume when you're ready. I'm going to just use a for each loop to iterate over the string and set up some variables to store counts for letters and counts for numbers. You could go with some link methods to count, but I was worried about doing one for letters and one for digits and going through the collection twice, and I just want to go through it in one pass, so that's why I'm doing it this way. So for each char, typically use ch in text. That's what they called our input. We know that string is an enumerable of char, so we can do this. And then let's say let's check if it's a character first, a letter. Remember, we've used this before from the char class, is letter. And then we passed it ch as an argument. And we're going to increment our letter count, right? Else if, I don't know that we've used this next method, but you can probably guess if there's is letter. There's also an is number. Feel free to look that one up in the docs if you'd like. Same kind of thing though. Increment your digit count. So yeah, we're going to go through all the input. This will skip spaces and other characters. We're just looking for letters and numbers. By the time this loop finishes, we should have our final count stored in these variables. And then, I don't really need to, but I'm going to make this helper method to format my output. Let's call it format output. And it will take a letter count and a number count. And I'm just going to build the string out of those values. And you could have done this all in place right here in the method, but this kind of formatted output is something that I find is very likely to change. You know, you get someone who wants 2 tabs instead of 1 to separate field data, or you know, anything like that. It's very much subject to change. So do it however you like. We'll go return, and this is the form. Let's check the format they gave us. Don't look too hard because they messed it up pretty bad. Notice how they put these spaces here sometimes. Then this one they got it right and didn't put a space there. They want spaces between all words and equal signs. It looks like they put 2 spaces here. Don't do that. The best way to tell what they're looking for is to go over the tests, and you can see that here, no space, no leading space or trailing space, and exactly 1 space between words, equal sign, and values. So let's do it like that. Okay. So we've got letters, space equals space. I'm going to insert my letter count here. That's an integer, but the concatenation will happen appropriately because we're dealing with strings here. The compiler's smart enough to figure this out. And then we'll continue. There's a comma, and then it looks like it says digits equals. And then we'll add a digit count. And then finally we'll add that space in closing curly brace. End of statement. You'll notice that you've got alternating sections of string. My integer value, digits, is enclosed in double quotes. Digit count is an int, and then this last pair of quotes encloses that ending curly brace. So then we could say return format output letter count and digit count, the values that we calculated in the loop previously. So let's see if we system length. I don't think we're using length, but system will use. It's fine, I'll leave it there. Let's give this thing a test. Cool, looks good. Looks like we passed. So yeah, you could have done that differently. Could have used some of those built-in methods. Again, I didn't like them because I was worried that the collection would be traversed multiple times, and I didn't want to do that. But feel free to share whatever solution you came up with. Otherwise, I'll see you in the next video. Thanks.